This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're going to talk about why a failure to reserve rights limits the arguments of an insurer about whether coverage applies or not. And when there are two damage-causing events that add up to more than the aggregate limit, then the aggregate limit of liability stated in a CGL applies, and why a secret video of ladies changing is a covered loss. In February of 2024, in the matter of Ciara Kilburn et al. Versus Bill Simmon et al., a jury returned a plaintiff's verdict against the Defendant The Media Factory, formerly known as Vermont Community Access Media, or VCAM, and one of its employees. VCAM's liability insurance plaintiff Hanover Insurance Company sued VCAM and the plaintiffs in the underlying suit, seeking a declaration as to the scope of its coverage obligations with respect to that verdict. In the Hanover versus Media Factory, the Superior Court of Vermont Civil Division Chittenden Unit on May 14, 2025 decided how many occurrences impinged on the Hanover policy. In the underlying action, Ciara Kilburn and Bronna Kilburn alleged that in 2012, Bill Simmon, then an employee of VCAM, used a hidden camera to record them changing in and out of costumes in a utility room and then posted those videos on the internet. The women subsequently sued Simmon and VCAM. The jury found that Simmon invaded Ciara and Bronna's privacy and that VCAM negligently supervised Simmon. It awarded Ciara and Bronna $1.75 million each from Simmon in compensatory damages and another $1.75 million each from VCAM in compensatory damages and another $2 million each from Simmon in punitive damages. Hanover commercial line policy insured VCAM. The CGL coverage form describes the two coverages at issue here. Coverage A insures against bodily injury and property damage liability, while coverage B insures against personal and advertising injury liability. Hanover issued no reservation of rights with respect to its obligations under the policy, and rather it engaged counsel to represent VCAM and subsequently controlled that defense, although not very well. Hanover seeks a declaration that there can be no recovery under coverage B, that there was only a single occurrence on coverage A, and that VCAM's coverage under the policy was limited to $1 million per occurrence. The court concluded that there was no dispute that the most Hanover can owe under the policy, whether under coverage A, coverage B, or any combination of the two, is the policy aggregate limit of $2 million. A decision either that there were multiple occurrences or that coverage B applies will leave the full aggregate limit exposed. Because it did not reserve rights, Hanover is now stopped from making the argument it should have reserved a long time ago, and the court concluded that Hanover's aggregate limit, rather than the single occurrence limit, applies because there was more than one occurrence. Taking the videos and then publishing them, focusing on the immediate cause, that is, the act that causes the damage, rather than the underlying tort, that is, the insured's negligence, is consistent with the interpretation of other forms of insurance policies. An occurrence takes place at the time the party is actually damaged rather than at some other moment when an allegedly wrongful act sets in motion the chain of events that eventually leads to the injury. The court found that sexual abuse does not fit neatly into the policy's definition of continuous or repeated exposure to conditions. The jury verdict form further reflects that there were two occurrences. The jury found that Mr. Simmon invaded the Kilburns' privacy by taking the photos or videos and also by posting the photos, videos online, sharing them with a stranger. The court rejected Hanover's self-serving interpretation of the verdict form and instead concluded that there were two occurrences under the policy. The court denied Hanover's motion and granted VCAM's motion in part. The court declared that Hanover owes VCAM a duty of indemnification under coverage A of the CGL coverage part of the policy up to the aggregate CGL coverage limit of $2 million against the verdict obtained by the Kilburns in the underlying suit. The determination that Hanover owes the duty under coverage A mooted the consideration of obligations under coverage B, and VCAM and the Kilburns are entitled to judgment as a matter of law on Hanover's complaint. In my opinion, when an insurer fails to advise its insured that it intends to reserve its right to limit coverage to a single limit of liability, it essentially waives, as did Hanover, the right to make the claim. In this case, since they were obviously at least two separate actions causing damage to the underlying case's plaintiffs, which were two occurrences as defined in the policy and impinged two separate policy limits, it required Hanover to pay its full aggregate limit. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe, and if you do, you'll receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5, sometimes 6 a week. And you'll also gain access to the more than 50,050 blog postings. Please tell your friends and colleagues about this blog so that they too can subscribe to the blog and or the videos. They're free. And if you're interested in further detail about insurance, insurance claims, insurance law, and insurance fraud, please consider for a very small fee subscribing to my Substack publication. Thank you for your attention.